Okay, where do I start? Today I had an appointment with the plastic surgeon, and the surgeon had wanted me to meet with him. She had said from the start that she wanted me to meet with him because just in case she ran into any problems with wound healing because of doing the radiation first, that she wanted him to be aware of the case so that he would be prepared. That was not the impression that he gave me at all today. When I went in there, I keep feeling as if I am that punching bag, that plastic thing that kids used to have, that they would punch and it would hit the floor and then it would bounce back, and then you'd punch it again, it would go down. I'm the punching bag. Every time I think I've assimilated something enough to deal with it and get past it, something else comes along to zap me and get me so upset and so depressed that I don't know what to do anymore. I just don't. Okay, so I had the meeting. First, I met with his girl who I loved. Her name was Robin. Of all the medical people that I've met so far, and I've met some very nice ones, I liked her the best. You really had the feeling with her that she cared, that she felt like you were not only a human being, but a human being that she liked. And she said to me at one point, "I'm so frustrated for you because of what happened to me." And I said, here I was, trying to take care of it. And I did go to a doctor right away the minute I felt this thing. But again, not to put it all on him because I was not proactive enough. So I then met with the plastic surgeon, and he started describing to me what his function would be. And he showed me. He said the problem is when she does the surgery. Okay, I'm back. That was David, my wonderful, oversimplifying son. So, all right, I met with him, and he told me that what happens is when there is radiation done before surgery, the skin does not heal properly. And what happens is, he said, when she takes out the tumor, he said, picture it like a balloon that's under the skin. So it has kind of pushed the skin out. So now would be a space under the skin. And he said there can't be spaces in the body. So the space would get filled with something. It would get filled with fluid. And he said, and the problem is when it gets filled with fluid, that fluid can get infected. And that is not good. So he said, so what we would do is and I guess it's some kind of a skin graft. I believe he called it a pedicle flap, but I have to check it out. I think he said that, but he was saying a lot of things and they were all unexpected for me. So once again, when you're in that state of semi-shock, it's really hard to take in every single detail, but I did try. So he said they would try to do this, what I think is a pedicle flap. And that means that he would take skin either from my stomach on the other side from healthy tissue, and they would leave a piece of it at the end attached to its blood supply, because you have to have live tissue that you are then going to use in another area, because otherwise, necrotic tissue, you have to have live tissue for it to grow and become part of the body and replace the tissue that would not. What he had said to me, and again, forgive me because I'm taking it out of context and I'm sure it's a little bit off, even if it's mostly right, and I can't swear to that, but I think it was. He had said that the problem is that normally the normal body tissue would get rid of the fluid, but that the tissue that has been radiated is now damaged tissue. So it does not do that. So it creates the issue for me of not healing itself. So you need to have healthy tissue replacing it so that it heals. And I said to him, what if, not every case does it not heal. So he said, what happens is they don't, if he doesn't do this, she would then do the surgery, they would sew me up, and when the stitches come out, a week later, 2 weeks later, it could come apart because it's not healthy tissue now. It is the radiated tissue, and it's not functioning properly, so it's not healing properly. And if it comes apart, now you have a real problem. So it's easier to address the problem ahead of time. And I said, well, what if, I said, not, it doesn't happen to everybody. I said, so what if, we don't, and we watch and see if it heals properly. And he said to me, do you want to take that chance? Because at that point, there are other things to deal with. Do I need to have my body having the additional trauma of now having some sort of systemic infection that's going to further diminish its ability to kind of heal itself? I don't know. So do I want to risk it and be wrong, or just have him take this skin from somewhere else and now have additional, not scars, but he showed me pictures of other people who had it, and it's scary stuff. I mean, it's really large areas that are involved. There was a huge, on one of them where he had to take it from the woman's thigh, there was, it's got to be this long, at least, the scar. So that's involved. And I said, well, now I have additional healing to do. Excuse me, not only the healing of the area that's being taken care of, but healing of the healthy side. And how does that go? So once again, it's just a question of my needing to assimilate all of this and just praying for some resolution that will make my life work at the other end and be something I can live with, and that I have a life. On the other side of the coin, I've been watching some videos that I probably should not have watched. I wanted to see what the radiation treatment was like because for me, knowing what I'm facing makes it easier for me to face it. And I did actually find people who filmed or videoed their entire experience of the radiation treatment, and that was enormously helpful for me. It was very different than what I thought it was going to be. I thought I was going to go into this room and it would be silent, and then the machine would go around and every now and then it would zap me for a couple of seconds. I didn't realize that it takes a while in that one position, and they're zapping you for what felt like, I don't know if it's many, many, many seconds or a minute or two or whatever in each spot before it goes around. And I'm sure they're going to do mine from quite a number of angles to get it the best way that it can. So seeing that was good. But what happens when you look at that kind of stuff is in the suggested videos, other stuff comes up about all the diseases and all the things. So I started to watch other videos. And of course, then I wound up watching two people I adore, my heart breaks for, I care deeply about, though I have never met them. And they're young. So much as I am facing this at the end of my life, they're facing it at what should have been the prime of their lives. And it's very sad. Emily Hayward and he calls himself Pee Wee Tom, Daniel. And that's also, I mean, I feel terrible for them. My heart breaks, but it also makes me wonder, is all of this something I'm going through only to face that in a year or 2 or 3 myself? And will I be doing those videos at the end of this road? Now, you don't have to tell me to stay positive because, as you know, I do it most of the time, but you also know that I'm going to be 100% honest with you in terms of my feelings. There are moments when I wonder, am I going to come out of this? Daunting thought. We don't like to look at our own mortality. We just don't. So I'm going to keep on fighting the good fight. I will take, each time they punch me in the gut and each time I go down, I will pray that I pop up again. And we shall see where that takes me. On the plus side, when they come into the room, I usually go to these appointments with one of my friends, but occasionally another one goes with me. Invariably, when the medical people come into the room, they ask which one is the patient. and often assume it's the other person because I look, I guess, well and healthy. So that's a good thing, and you know, it is what it is. So I'm happy that I am maintaining and I can look decent. Let me show you today's look. I have this top that I adore. I had bought this in Chico's. I don't remember if it was last year or the year before. It could have been the year before. And I have these wonderful Bob Mackie pants with it. It's a very loose fitting pant, and it's wonderful for me in my current situation, and I really like it a lot. I also wanted to show you the last of my shoes came in, the ones that hadn't been here before. I was very excited to get these because this is a slip-on, and I think I'll be able to do well with these, hopefully, when, you know, after the surgery, but before I'm comfortable lacing up shoes. And not immediately. I know I want to put on the ones immediately that are extremely soft and easy to get into, but I love this. I've shown you the slip-on sneaker that I had gotten, and this I absolutely adore. I had ordered this, again, the Sweetheart heel, in the palest of pinks. I think it's going to be such a nice color for the season, and it'll go with a lot of different outfits that I pair it with. I think I have a handbag that's not exactly the same color, but close. So I think it's going to work well. It feels like the softest suede, though it is made of fabric. So, you know, why have suede if it can feel this good and not be suede? So I do love that. I think it's going to work well, hopefully. Who knows what's going to happen after the surgery, but up till the surgery, I can do it. For those of you who like the red one that I got with the sling back, this is the same Duraflex Comfort, I'm sorry, Dex Flex Comfort sole, and it is in a kind of a navy blue. So I'll have the navy blue and the red, and I think both of those will carry me quite far in the season with lots of different outfits. So I'm extremely happy in the end with all of them, and they all seem comfortable enough. However, what I didn't accommodate or account for is that everything may be swollen after the surgery, so I'm not sure if it's going to affect, you know, my whole leg, foot, whatever, or whether it's just going to be the area of my leg that is where the surgery is going to happen. So I wanted to share that with you. The last part of it that I thought I had done was to show you today's makeup, and I'm really happy with it. It's that darker kind of a gradient eye look again, and the Stila Stay All Day liquid eyeliner, and I kind of like that look. It just gives me a little bit more color, and of course I did my nude lips. So whatever it is, it seems to be working. People think I look healthy and I look well, so that part of it is good. One little tidbit I forgot to share with you in the blessings department is that the day that I went to take photos of my new listing was a bright sunshiny day. Nothing unusual about it, had not rained, was not about to rain, and I was taking pictures in and outside the house. And when I took one picture of the deck, which I will try to put in here, there was a rainbow. There was a rainbow that showed up on the deck, and I thought that was so unusual that once again I am holding on to whatever I can of a positive nature, and I'm going to take it as a sign and pray that I am right. So I'm on this road that scares the bejeebers out of me, and I still am going to pray for a miracle. So I'll ask you for the same prayer. And we're on the road. I mean, it's taking us where it's taking us, so I'm good most of the time, so don't think that I'm totally falling apart. I only fall apart for long enough for that punching bag to go down and hit the floor. But so far I've bounced back, so I hope I keep bouncing back. I don't mean to bitch. Good Lord, there are people with so much worse, more difficult problems, and I'm grateful for everything I have had up to this point. I'm grateful for the life that I have been allowed to have. I pray that it continues. I have never once, by the way, said, why me? Never once. Because my question would have to be then, why not me? What makes me so special that it couldn't happen to me? It happens to the best of people. So on that note, my friends, I love you. Take care, and I'll see you really soon. I have several videos to put out. They may wind up coming to you out of sequence, I'm not sure, but I will get them all to you. And take care. See you soon. Gorgeous day here, like summer. Love it.